Hey, what is up, mortals? It's Waterstopper here with a new video for you. In this video, we'll dive into the Komi Can't Communicate anime. I just wanted to greet you guys by saying, just sit back and relax. You're in for a treat. So let's get started. We will be discussing and reviewing the overall plot and the characters that make up the wonderful world of Komi Can't Communicate. This video has slight spoilers, but if you have not yet seen the Komi Can't Communicate anime, do not worry about having major plot points spoiled. With that out of the way, let us start with the quote that every episode of the anime begins with. When a person has extreme social anxiety, they struggle to communicate with others. Bear in mind, they only struggle to form connections. It doesn't mean that they don't want to. With that, let us continue. Komi Can't Communicate is a Japanese manga series by Tomohito Oda. The anime adaptation of this manga came out in October 2021, and its second season concluded in June of 2022. Despite being classified as a shonen series, Komi Can't Communicate isn't focused on conflict and combat, but is instead a story centered around relationships and character interactions, making it more closely fit the definition of a shoujo series. Komi Can't Communicate is a coming-of-age, slice-of-life romantic comedy that is absolutely hilarious and emotional at the same time. Both shonen and shoujo fans can both enjoy this series, as both protagonists have aspects that appeal to both demographics. Each episode follows an episodic storyline that tends to focus on a character and ends with them becoming friends with the titular character, Komi. As the series goes on, it starts to introduce overarching storylines that the protagonists experience as the characters around them interact and add to the overall story. From navigating field trips, to birthdays, to Valentine's Day, each episode has a continuity that builds upon each episode to develop the world and characters. Speaking of characters, let us start with one of our protagonists, Hitohito Tadano. In all definitions of the word, Tadano is ordinary. He is a perfectly average student with average looks, grades, height, and weight. Essentially, everything about him and everything he does is average. Even his name is a play on words, as the phrase Tada no Hito means just some guy. Just like a classic anime protagonist, Tadano is often oblivious but has a heart of gold. He has a high level of empathy, which helps him connect with others and is generally very friendly to everyone he meets. Although he doesn't have any exceptional talents, he has an innate ability to read the room, which helps him understand other people's feelings and keep himself out of trouble. This skill is what helped him reach out to Komi and find out that she has trouble communicating with others. This brings us to our second protagonist, Shoko Komi. She is the titular character after which the series is named after. As the title suggests, Komi has crippling anxiety, which prevents her from socializing with others to an extent that interferes with her everyday life. The severity of this anxiety is what denotes her condition to be a communication disorder. She is unable to utter a single word or sound due to her fear of rejection from others, and it often takes great effort for her to verbally communicate. Although she is unable to verbally communicate with others, she is able to use other mediums such as texting and writing to bridge the communication gap between her and her peers. Despite her fear of people disliking her, she wants to make 100 friends before she graduates high school. After Tadano reached out to her, he decided to help her achieve her dream of making 100 friends a reality. The rest of the series follows the journey of Tadano and Komi's attempts to socialize and befriend the various characters in their world. This journey may be more complicated than the pair intended, as they attend a high school that is far from normal. The primary setting of this story takes place at Itan Private High School. It is an elite prep school that has a strict acceptance condition through interviews only. To pass, students must be unique. This means that the school is full of freaks, weirdos, loners, miscreants, and eccentrics. The show's words, not mine. Due to every student at Eton High having outlandish personalities, Tadano fears that it may be difficult for Komi to make 100 friends before graduation. This is shown to be quite the opposite, as essentially every student views and treats Komi like a goddess, due to her attractiveness and stoic appearance. She is very popular in her school due to this, but she is blinded by her insecurities to see the number of people who want to be friends with her. The series' heart is in the character interactions, and there is no shortage of them. Each character has unique dynamics that make their entertainment level amped up due to their exaggerated personality traits. This is paired well with the animation style, which makes every action scene eye-catching and extravagant, even if it's just a simple game of eraser drop. There is no lack of emotional scenes either, as pivotal moments between characters are often paired with a beautiful soundtrack that moves your heart alongside the characters on screen. let's take a moment to appreciate the anime's soundtrack. A beautiful composition of piano and vocals that are perfectly placed at just the right moments to make what's happening on screen pack an extra emotional punch. I highly suggest you take a moment to listen to this soundtrack if you're ever feeling stressed, because it is very relaxing to have as background music. This series is filled with dozens of unique and entertaining characters. Many of them are based on the common character tropes, from the childhood friend character, to the yandere character, to the chunibyo character. None of these characters are just one-dimensional archetypes either, as they have unique spins of their tropes, as they have unique personality traits and character motivations that make them entertaining every moment they're on screen. Speaking of characters, it's time to introduce you guys to the rest of the main cast. But first, let me tell you about this video's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Grubhub. With more than 3,000 store locations, Grubhub offers an on-demand, convenient delivery across the country. You can search for restaurants by cuisine or location, quickly order food from the menu, and track your order from the app, all hassle-free and without any extra charges. Grubhub charges less than other food delivery services, allowing you to get the best value for your money. With Grubhub Plus, you can get free delivery prices for 10 meals every month on orders of $12 or more for only $9.99 a month. That's not all. You can use the code AFF25 to save 25% off your first mobile order of $15 or more. This code is for a limited time, so again, get 25% off your first mobile order of $15 or more now if you use code AFF25. Check the link in the description. Thank you again to Grubhub for sponsoring this video. Besides Tadano and Komi, there is a wide variety of characters that fill the world of Komi Can't Communicate. Let us start with both of our main characters' childhood friend, Osana Najimi. They are one of the main recurring characters in the anime. Their name is based on the word Osana Najimi, which literally means childhood friend. Najimi's name is true to their character, as they are canonically childhood friends with every student at Eton High. They have exceptional communication skills, and can make friends with anyone they meet. This is the opposite of Komi, who is unable to start or hold a verbal conversation, as Najimi can hold a conversation with about 8 people at once. They are a pivotal part of the anime, as they serve as a foil for Komi by being the person that she wishes she could be. Najimi often helps Komi go outside of her comfort zone to make new friends, and even pushes her to verbally communicate with others. Although Najimi's methods may be a bit extra and pushy, they do it with good intention, so that Komi can push herself out of her comfort zone to talk to others and build connections. They are absolutely hilarious and relatable. They bring so much humor and lightheartedness to the anime, while still being a very supportive friend to every person they interact with. The role that best fits Najimi is comedic relief, and they play a central role in bringing every character together to be friends with one another. Another recurring character is Ren Yamai. Slight spoilers for Yamai's character, so skip to the timestamp on screen to move on to the next character. Her name is yet another play on words, as the word Ren is an alternate reading of the word love, and the characters of her name can be rewritten to mean illness, making love illness. This is a reference to the fact that her character is based on the yandere stereotype. A yandere is a character type often noted to be sweet and innocent, but when it comes to the person they love, they display an extreme and psychotic level of devotion to them. Some popular yanderes in anime include Satao Matsuzaka from Happy Sugar Life, Yuno Gasai from The Future Diary, and Shion Sonozaki from Higurashi When They Cry. Unlike these depictions of yanderes, Yamai is not a bloodthirsty murderer. She is very perverse and does very cruel things, but never on the level of actually taking someone's life. She does cross a lot of ethical, moral, and legal lines at times. Her extreme obsession can sometimes be uncomfortable to watch, but most of the time, it is played off for laughs. Her entire character isn't just this side of her, however, as she is also able to recognize to a certain extent that her behavior makes the person she loves uncomfortable. At the end of the day, she is one of Komi's first and closest friends, and adds a lot of entertaining conflicts to the story. There are no more spoilers past this point, so let us continue. Our next character is one that makes Dark Reunion shake in their boots. It's Nakanaka Omoharu. Fans of Kaido from Psyche K rejoice, as Nananaka is yet another lovable and entertaining character based on the chunibyo stereotype. A chunibyo is a Japanese term that describes people who have grandiose delusions to the extent that they believe that they have hidden knowledge or secret powers. This description fits her perfectly, as she refers to Komi as a queen and she is her knight. She makes references to an in-universe media that revolves around Dragon Force and superpowers, and even wears an eye patch for dramatic effect. Following the theme of character names hinting about their stereotypes, the name OrMaDz has the kanji for believe, imagine, dream, and adolescence, which is often a reference to Chunibyo's often being kids pretending to be grandeur. Although she puts on a front of eccentricity and ego, she often feels lonely and left out of the group due to her weird behavior. She is self-conscious and surprised when Komi wanted to be her friend, but quickly returned to her act of overconfidence to accept the friend request. When she was first introduced in the anime, it was surprising to see this type of character be given emotional moments, and not just constant comedic reliefs. She has passion and insecurities that aren't just related to her role-playing scenarios, giving her much-needed depth that this type of side character often lacks. Naka is a fun character to see develop, and her interactions with Komi are always chaotic. She's a great friend for Komi to have, as she helps bring out Komi's more adventurous side by playing video games, learning new types of media, and being a part of Naka's role plays. Besides these three characters, there are many more students, family, and other miscellaneous characters you get to meet and learn about throughout the series. Even characters that only show up once are still given miniature arcs that they go through, leaving them better than when the episode first began. Komi Can't Communicate teaches more life lessons than those centered around Komi's communication disorder. It teaches the audience how to be more compassionate and appreciate the people we have around us. If you feel like you're alone, oftentimes there are many more people around us that love us and care for us than we're aware of. If you see someone struggling to make connections, try and be an olive branch for that person, like Tadano was to Komi. Komi struggles immensely to make connections, but she pushes herself every episode to get closer to her goal of making 100 friends, all while maintaining the friendships she currently has. Friendships can be formed between all types of people, and all it takes is one person to reach out. Personally, the only major flaw this anime has is that it sometimes feels slow. The first episode especially feels like it's moving slowly, as nothing extravagant is happening on screen, and no characters are talking. This is where the soundtrack comes in, playing beautifully composed music as a scene is occurring on screen. Some other minor flaws come in the form of certain character traits, but it all depends on the viewer's own personality. Some people can absolutely love one character, while another can absolutely hate them. It's a natural occurrence every fandom has. But sometimes, some characters do go overboard with their exaggerated traits, which can make the watcher feel uncomfortable or confused. One such character, Agari Himiko, is often very exaggerated in her masochistic behavior, which can be overbearing on the viewer. These issues are small and are often overshadowed by the various other amazing characters and entertaining moments on screen, so do not let these criticisms dissuade you from watching. Komi Can't Communicate is an amazing series that I highly suggest the viewers watch. The wide range of lovable characters, the soundtrack, the animation, and the story fully immerses you into the world, and has you forming connections with the characters on screen. Although it is not without its flaws, the positives definitely outweigh the negatives. Let us now close with another quote from the anime. A communication disorder is defined by socialization issues, or references a person having such symptoms. Keep in mind that even if she doesn't speak to anyone, it isn't because she doesn't want to get along with others. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in all this information thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, there are a few more things that I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials has got you covered. Our We the Celestials, My Hero Academia, and Naruto What If channels retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details can be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, then I'd like to extend you an invitation to join the team. The only caveat being that we only accept members from 16 years and up to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interests by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video. So thank you all for watching, and have a great day.